If you had told a Toronto Maple Leafs fan a week ago that their season would hang by a thread after a devastating loss in Game 5, few would have dared to hope. But playoff hockey, as we know, thrives on unpredictability, and last night, the Leafs delivered a statement not only to their critics, but to their own anxious fan base. This team is learning, adapting, and most importantly, surviving. Their emphatic 4-2 triumph over the Ottawa Senators doesn't just close the book on the latest chapter of the Ontario rivalry. It writes the opening lines of a saga still unfolding, with the second round waiting just beyond the horizon. A night. To rouse the city, the urgency of now forget. What you think you know about the Leafs in high-pressure games. Stepping into Game 6, the air was thick with skepticism. 2 nights earlier, the Leafs had faltered on their home ice, a performance that left fans replaying old heartbreaks and pundits declaring history would repeat itself. But this time, underneath the Scotiabank Arena lights, something shifted. The pace was relentless, and every check, save, and pass felt loaded with intent. The Leafs, guided by head coach Craig Berube, who himself knows the sharp edge of playoff hockey, wasted no time. They didn't just play, they believed. Spotlight. On the Stars. When talent meets responsibility, no moment in sports is quite as electric as when stars rise under pressure. And for Toronto's core four, the expectations are nothing short of transformative. Years of underwhelming playoff performances have haunted Matthews, Marner, Tavares and Nylander. But on this night, they didn't run from the spotlight. They owned it. Austin, Matthews set the tone late in the first, capitalizing on a man advantage by finding the tiniest opening between Linus Ullmark and the goalpost. The goal was vintage Matthews, powerful, precise, and delivered just when nerves threatened to take over. The drama didn't stop there. Early in the second period, Max Pacioretty made his presence felt by intercepting a pass, feeding William Nylander, celebrating his birthday with enviable style, who ripped a perfect shot past Ullmark. Nylander's celebration was more than personal. It was a signal the Leafs weren't content with past narratives. Nylander iced the game in the third, netting an empty net goal after a crucial defensive block from Scott Laughton, further highlighting the resolve, not just among the stars, but throughout the roster. 3 goals and 2 assists from the quartet the Leafs lean on most. That's a script flip no one can ignore. The difference makers, depth, finds its moment, while Toronto's stars hogged headlines, the unsung heroes carved out their own chapter. Coach Berube, resisting the urge for overhaul, made one bold move. Max Pacioretty to the second line, Nicholas Robertson scratched. The shuffle raised eyebrows but paid immediate dividends. Pacioretty's vision and determination came to a head in the third period. After Ottawa clawed back to even the score, it was the energetic fourth line. Pacioretty, Pontus Holmberg, and Max Domi, who shifted the momentum. Their relentless pressure in the offensive zone wore down the Senators, culminating in Domi threading the puck out front to Pacioretty, whose surging one-timer broke the deadlock. Not only was this his 4th career playoff game-winning goal, it solidified his standing as the Leafs' top scorer throughout these playoffs, a twist few foresaw. The revamped third line, featuring Steven Lorentz, Scott Laughton, and Kalle Jarnkrok, outworked their Senators' counterparts, hemming Ottawa in their own end and taking turns frustrating their top offensive threats. The hustle and blend of skill, grit, and tactical awareness gave Toronto the edge in crucial moments, offering hope for even stiffer challenges ahead. Old ghosts, new realities. Is this the turning point? Let's not sugarcoat it. Few fan bases have suffered more from playoff heartbreak than Toronto. Entering Game 6, their record in elimination games, a bleak 2-14, was a shadow over every face in the crowd. For 40 minutes, the sense of "here we go again" loomed whenever Ottawa built momentum. What changed? This time the Leafs bent but didn't break. Even when ahead, when nerves might have caused them to retreat into ultra-conservatism, they found a way to push back. The special teams corrected course, the top players rose, and Berube's trust in his supporting cast paid off. The emotional resilience matched the skill on the ice, a combination few previous Toronto squads could boast. The comeback season is best measured in these moments, when the storyline could tip into disaster, but instead turns toward hope. If there were lingering doubts about the Leafs' mental fortitude, such a collective effort against adversity, expectation, and history has surely started to silence them. Next, Panthers in the crosshairs. The next mountain is even steeper. Standing between Toronto and a dream-deeper postseason run are the defending champions, the Florida Panthers. A team built to punish any lapse and thrive in chaos. Will the Leafs keep evolving? They'll need the dynamic, relentless play seen in games 1 to 3 of this series, not the caution that crept in during some tense stretches. More than ever, the blend of youth and veteran insight, of flair and discipline, will be tested. But with the monkey of the first-round jitters finally shaken, at least for now, there's a feeling in the air of possibility. Raw, electrifying, and earned. Your turn. Let's keep the conversation alive. Every chapter is written not just by those on the ice, but by fans living every hit, goal, and block. Were you surprised by the Leafs' resilience? Who was your game MVP? Where do you see the biggest threats against Florida? Jump into the comments. Let's debate, dream, and rally together for the next big night. If this game kept you glued to the edge of your seat, show some love with a like and join our growing Leafs community. Until next time, stay passionate, stay loud, and keep believing, because this playoff story is far from over.